So I might find myself in need of wanting to have a consistent design between multiple pages in a course. And let's say that I have built my first module and I really like it, but I don't want to do all the clicking work to recreate essentially the framework of this module in another module. So what I might do is, especially if I know I'm going to be doing this repetitively for many modules, is I might create what's called a template module, and then I can use the feature that's called add items from another page to copy forward that template and keep my design consistent throughout page to pages. So let's say I've designed my first module. In my first module I have an overview area, and then I have learning outcomes, which is a nicely stylized box. I've got two checklists I'm going to want to copy forward to other modules, and then I have all my tasks broken down, and I might have different numbers of tasks in different modules, but for now I kind of like the way that this looks. So what could I do to make this a template that I can use? What I would do is I'd go back to the main page of my lessons tool, and then I could anywhere on the page create a hidden page that I could call my template. So for now I'll just put it underneath this module 1 area. So I'm going to click on this plus icon and say add subpage, and I'm just going to call it template, and I'll press create, and then scroll down. I'm going to press change it so that it is hidden so that students can't see this page. Then I'm going to go into the template, and I'm going to click on add content, and I'm going to click on add items from another page. And what this does is that it will load all the pages that are all the lessons pages that are available in my course, and sometimes this can take a while to load. But then you can see all the available lessons pages, and so module 1 is the one that I like, that I've designed. So I'm going to click on the button next to that, and then I'll say use selected item, and then this is the reorder page, so it's telling me this is all the stuff that I'm copying in. That's fine, I'm going to leave that as is, but then I'll press save, and it's bringing over a copy of everything. So if I delete this overview module, it won't delete it in the original module 1, which is obviously something you wouldn't want to be doing. But what I could do then is I could click on this gear icon. I could make this more generic so that I know that's my template. So I could say module X, and keep in mind to myself that I need to go back and change that. And then obviously I'd want to fill in the title here as well. I could click on this and make this more generic, so module X, learning outcomes. It's up to you as an instructional designer or a teacher how much of this genericifying you want to do, because then it's things that you have to remember to change every single time. But you could also start deleting out the content, so you could, and that might cue you in if there's no content. You might think, oh, that looks strange and I need to add something to this overview. You could add some red text that says write text here or something like that. Then you can start deleting your checklist items, because those you won't be using. But I do, in this course, I've set it so that every module has a due date of the first Sunday of the module and the second day. So I'm going to keep that as is, because that's always going to be the case for every module. But my checklist items are going to change in between each, but I'll have to remember to go in and change those. And you're getting the idea of this. So I can leave my tasks, but I want to maybe delete what's in there so that I know I have to go back and add it. I'm not going to go through and make this all generic, but this is essentially giving me the framework that I want to have as I go from module to module. So now that I've got my fake templates not all the way done, but now that I have that set up, now I need to make a new module. So what I'll do is I'll click on this plus icon, and then I'll say add subpage. This is going to be called module 7 phonics, so I'm just going to call it for now. And it's the same exact principle. So I'm going to add items from another page, and then instead I'm going to copy it from that template. So typically I don't actually make a template, I just copy from one module to another. So I copied module 1 to module 2, module 2 to module 3, and I just change out content. But if this course only had 6 modules, really, this is a fake module that we're working on right now. But if I had a lot of modules, I might make a template and make that copy from module to module. So now I've copied in my template, and I can begin changing out all the information so that this task 1 is no longer review syllabus, but rather it is read chapters of book or something, and you would give the instructions. Obviously you would update that as well. So that's how you can copy the same framework from page to page. But let's say you want to go to a different course and you're trying to pull in content to a different course altogether. So what I would do then is use that same functionality. Let me go into the actual modules. So let's say that I needed to copy in a bunch of the content from that other course I was working in. What I would do is I'd go to this module. So I'm going to click on add content, and then I'm going to say add items from another page. But instead of loading pages from this site, I can select a different site up here, and I have many, but here's the one I'm looking for, EDT 459. So I'll say load pages from this site, and it's actually going to load all the content from that site that we were just working in, what I call the gold site. So now these are all the pages that I've been working on there. So let's say I want to pull in the content from this vocabulary module. So I'll click on that, and then I'll say use selected item, and now these are all the existing items that are on this page in the current course site, and then all of the items here in yellow are the things that are new. I like to, you can start deleting things you don't need right now, but I like to copy it all in and just make sure it looks okay, and then I'll start going through and tweaking, because obviously I need to rename this a little bit. This is not module 3, it should be task 4 down here. So I want to go through and just start tweaking, but still I've copied in the content I need. That said, the resources don't fully copy, so you will need to relink things. So this was originally a picture. So you will need to re-upload that picture, and similarly to any other files or assignments or anything like that, but still gives you the content, and you don't have to manually copy and paste every single thing or re-upload every single thing, but definitely be aware of the resources and assignments and stuff like that.